This week I've been driving the 2025 Nissan Kicks. It got redesigned last year from top to bottom. We have a new engine in here, 2-liter, 141 horsepower. Still made it to a CVT, available all-wheel drive. But what we're doing today is we're gonna go pick up some cupcakes. It's my oldest daughter's birthday. Grandma bought her some Nothing Bundt cakes, so we're gonna go head over there and take the Nissan Kicks with us. We got 19-inch wheels on this SR grade. There's just 3 grades, S, SV, and SR. The SR being the top grade. We got fancier headlights. We got 360 camera, parking sensors. As the orange SR badge here looks great with this blue paint color. And once we're done driving this today, we're actually going to put this on the spreadsheet compared to other cars that I've driven so far this year, how it stacks up, is it a good buy? And also we're gonna look at deals in my area to see if this thing is even getting discounted right now. All right, so last year I thought the Nissan Kicks redesign was one of the most impressive vehicles. It made my top 10 vehicles last year. It is a fantastic buy. So let's go ahead and open up the rear. Let's see what kind of cargo space we're talking about. And it is not automated. I was struggling with it. It has an electronic lock, but it is not auto lift. All right, so here we have it in the back, Nissan Kicks. Do we have a spare tire? It looks like there's a fix-a-flat kit, but there's room for a spare tire, so that's great to see. All right, I think maybe your base trims might have a spare tire, but guys, you could easily buy a spare tire, throw it in there, which is quite nice. And if you don't have a spare tire, look how much underfloor storage you have. Nice kicks mat. You can fold down the seats 60/40, a light on each side even. Heck yeah, let's close this down. Some of you guys might want to look under the hood, because the Nissan Kicks got an upgrade. I want to say it had around a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder last time around. Ooh, this is a heavy steel hood with a prop stand, but that's okay. I want to say it previously had around 120 horsepower. Now it has 141 horsepower and 140 pound-feet of torque. So new 2-liter 4-cylinder in here for the Kicks. Available all-wheel drive. CVT standard. CVT does not bother me in a car of this price point, you know, in the low 20s that scales up to the upper 20s. Again, that Kicks logo there. There's also some other Kicks Easter eggs I want to show you guys. There's one right here on the mirror, and there's another one back here in this tiny window in the very, very back. All right, so let's go and fire the Kicks on, and then we'll get in that back seat if you guys want to see. The startup screens for you. Now there's a 12-inch screen here for this SR grade. The base 2 grades will have a 7-inch screen. Now this 12-inch screen here is standard wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, which is fantastic. We also have Bose sound system here on this SR grade with speakers built into the headrest. Love that touch, it's a great sound system. Panel roof here as well in this SR grade. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, the materials, guys, for the class, it leaves most of its competitors in the dust, to be honest. I want to say and we have ambient lighting in here too. I want to say the Hyundai Kona comes somewhat close in terms of materials. The HR-V comes close, but this blows away the Corolla Cross in terms of materials, the softness, the stitching. It's great. I love the volume knob. Heated seats here, heated steering wheel buttons over here. We also have lane centering technology in here on this SR grade, but blind spot monitor and cruise control standard on the first 2 grades. All right, touch capacitive panel here for climate control. It's not perfect, but honestly, it's simple. It's really, really simple and easy to work with. USBs down there, wireless charger, auto brake hold, love that, and it's memory. So when I turn the car off and on, it remembers that. Different driving modes, orange cladded shifter, deep cup holders. I have a little 12-volt accessory in there. Fantastic. We have a quick dimming mirror, manual dimming mirror here. And then we also have a felt line sunglasses holder. I want to show you the back and then we'll start driving. Hard touch up here, but I'm not expecting much. Soft touch armrest. I love these, 2-tone seats of synthetic leather and cloth. The cloth helps you breathe, and the leather gives you a nice firmness. 2 USB-Cs back here. Heck yeah, no vents, but I'm telling you guys, the AC is great in this car, so you're not going to need additional vents. All right, it cools down quite well. Cup holders. HR-V doesn't even have cup holders in America. It's a joke. And I don't even think they have USBs back here. Or charging ports, if I remember correctly. So this seat is set up for me at 6'1". You can see I have plenty of leg room. Headroom, 6'1", plenty of headroom. This seat's all the way back pretty much, so that kind of gives you an idea of someone that would be like 6'8" sitting up there. Oh, and you guys might want to see those daytime running lights here. Look at those. In a car of this price point, to have that good of a looking and impressively handsome front end. I'm sounding like a Nissan fanboy right now, which I am. I'm a big fanboy of this car, and let's start driving it to find out, well, why. There's a B mode in here, which is past the D mode. I guess that's for engine braking. I would assume if you're going downhill or down mountain for long periods of time. All right, but just getting right into the gas there. This thing is a little bit perky. You know, 141 horsepower, it's slow. It's a slow car, but it's perfectly adequate for city driving. And that's where I think most people will probably be driving the Kicks, is in town. I think that's its strong point. The brakes here are extremely linear, predictable. Okay, Cherokee's let me go. That is great. I mentioned the AC in here is fantastic. So let's go and turn this down. It's on auto now. All right, and then we're gonna give it the full beans here at this red light. Well, you know, a right on red, right? A right on red. There's its bigger brother, the Rogue, going by. And let's go ahead and give it the fullness. A little torque steer for a second. There's 60. You know, for a CVT, it doesn't do a bad job simulating gears. All right, it's not the worst CVT I've driven. I kind of like it in some ways over a lot of other CVTs, actually. You know, I think it's tuned here much better than a recent Nissan CVT I drove. There's a new Land Cruiser there. And that was in the QX50, which those orders are stopped now due to the tariffs. And yes, this is built in Mexico. We don't know how tariffs will affect this vehicle, but the QX50 from Infiniti has been around for a long time, hasn't been updated since like 2018, something like that. Now, that CVT in that vehicle, it just felt sloppy. It doesn't feel sloppy here. It feels kind of tight, responsive, pedal down. It just goes. It makes full use of that 140 horsepower. And I'm still getting, you know, after idling, my fuel economy has gone down, and picking up the kids, doing car line, it hasn't been ideal. But I would say 30 miles per gallon is not hard to hit here. That's impressive for such a high SUV. I know it's not the world's biggest vehicle, but like the Rogue in front of me, yes, it's bigger and it has a tad more power, but I didn't like the Rogue. There's nothing about the Rogue that, honestly, I would save 10 grand and buy this car. And no, yes, there's some instances you can get a Rogue under $30,000, but like, I just enjoy this vehicle a lot more. It handles great. Nissan crossovers actually handle quite well, believe it or not. And the handling here is great. It feels very, very light. I like that you can get it in front wheel drive or all wheel drive depending on your needs. Comfort is, well, the armrest, even though it's soft touch material, the armrests are really, really hard. It doesn't feel like they're soft touch material. The materials look nice, but you might want to put an extra pad here on this door, which is cheap to do. The center armrest is fantastic, however. The seat comfort is fantastic for me. No complaints there. Now, this might be a drawback to some people, but I gotta keep in mind this is a budget car. Even though this is the top SR grade and a 360 camera, which I'll show you here in a little bit once we come to a stop. Actually, I can maybe pull it up. There's a camera button. Once you're under 10 miles an hour, lets you use it. So you have a 360 camera, you have good technology in here, parking sensors, but you don't have like a power seat. That doesn't bother me. Sometimes I like manual seats because they're actually faster than power seats, but that might upset some people. No issues with the screen here. I mean, this is standard Nissan Mitsubishi at this point. It's actually, the refresh rate is really fast on it. So the graphics are good. It's very crisp, but it's not like the most technological screen in terms of customization. That's okay. I like simple, I like basic. When I'm in a car, I don't want to be frustrated in the menus, and I'm never frustrated in this car. You know, the climate control can be done better with physical climate control knobs and whatnot, but I think the auto does a good job here, and then there are some little, without a better word, little nipples on the fan speed and the heat control. So I appreciate that. I'm quiet, guys. This car is quiet. Even though I have single pane glass, the cars going by, it doesn't bother me. Idling here, hardly any vibrations coming through the car. I have to really strain myself to feel a little bit of vibrations coming through the floor, but I feel none in the pedals, no vibrations in the steering wheel. A little bit. There's a little bit, but it's totally acceptable. Oh, we have a Nissan Kicks in front of us, and just look how much, wow, that was the shortest green arrow ever. Oh my gosh, well, that Audi. Now there is an engine auto off feature here that you can disable with a button over here on this side. So I just turned off the air conditioning and the engine turned off, but it didn't shake the cabin. I had to look at my RPMs to figure out if the engine was on or off. If I turn the climate control back on, yeah, you can feel it when the engine turns back on. It is slightly, interrupting, but it's not bad. In fact, like in Florida, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of fuel economy, so my air conditioning is always pumping. So when the AC is on, the engine's probably never going to shut off, really. Now we have a 911 next to us, so once this goes green, we'll see if we can beat him around the turn. Ooh, RS6 Avant there. Okay, let's beat that 911, beat him off the line. Oh yeah, guys, this thing handles so well. That would be the 911. Guys, I wasn't even full throttle there. I was like half pedal. I'm already up to 50 and coasting. This thing's a 911 Duster. All right, so the Cupcake store is right here. We're gonna get into the brakes hard, as a good Nissan Kicks owner would be doing on a regular basis, I bet. Okay, flying into the turning lane, onto the brakes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Such a good handling car. The brakes are great. The throttle's pretty good. Makes full use of the 140 horsepower, 30 miles per gallon. I love this Nissan Kicks, and we've made it to the Cupcake store. You can see the balloons out in front. So we're gonna pick these up and head our way back to the office and give our full thoughts about the Nissan Kicks. All right, we're looking at Nissan Kicks in my area. The SV models are going for about $25K. The base S models are going for guys, I mean, that's previous generation. All right, let's make sure we put in the current year, 25 model. All right, guys, you can get them for less than $21,000. Okay, that's the base S model. These are front wheel drive where I'm at. All wheel drive is going to sap your fuel economy. Nobody's going to be more than likely using almost 9 inches of ground clearance on this vehicle. All right. Now, what about the SR that I'm driving? The SR, this is also fascinating. Check out the model breakdown. Guys, it's about equal. The S having the lowest, but that could change. With tariffs, we don't exactly know what the price of the Rogue, not the Rogue, that's made in America and in Japan. This is being made in Mexico. We don't know how that'll affect this vehicle in the near future. It might be able to escape actually a lot of the tariffs because of the USMCA agreement. Anyways, the SR here that I'm driving, you can get for as low as $24,000, $26,000. They're about $2,000 off of MSRP. Let's look at some of the SVs. SV might be the sweet spot, guys, as low as $22,000. The S is at $21,000, so the SV is probably the sweet spot here for the Nissan Kicks. It's an incredible buy. So let's go ahead and get on over to my spreadsheet. Where does the Nissan Kicks fall? Last year when I reviewed it, made its way into my top 10. That's how impressed I was. Now, after driving this sample with a little bit more miles, am I as impressed as I was at the end of last year when I drove it? And the answer is almost. I'm almost as impressed. Okay, so where does it fall? Is it an excellent purchase? Is it it's not a take my money. It's not a take my money because it just depends on the person. It is not a vehicle that I really enjoy driving. I think it's just a good car. I think it's actually, guys, it's A tier. The Nissan Kicks is A tier, and you know, where it falls in here, I probably put it below a GLI. All right, let's go ahead and put this. You know, am I saying it's better than a GR Corolla? No, it's not, but it's such a good purchase. The GR Corolla is a great car. It comes with lots of compromise, but man, the fun factor is through the roof. Mazda 3, also an excellent purchase. So look at the Nissan Kicks. It's the cheapest car on this list so far, and it's outpacing vehicles that cost 6 times as much, like the Hummer EV, SUV, or whatever that vehicle is or costs. All right, so the Nissan Kicks, it's still up there in my book as one of the best buys on the market. Maybe lease it if you're not going to plan on owning it for a long time. You can probably get a great lease deal on it. But I think it's, you know, Nissan did a great job with the styling, the packaging, the efficiency. Yes, it could use more power, but it's a $20,000 car. All right, well done, Nissan, with the Kicks. I mean, why would you even need an Altima anymore at this point, right? It's so good. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's review, make sure you hit that like button. And also check out my recent video on Nissan potentially get invested by the Saudis, and that could be a match made in heaven for Nissan for them to continue on because their finances aren't great right now. Nissan Kicks, however, hopefully that can help them get through these crazy times. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and peace.